Reload. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before we begin this prestigious ceremony, I would like to highlight the following, please. Please ensure that all mobile phones are on silent or switched off, as this may become a disturbance during proceedings. Please be cautious to those around you by refraining from talking during the ceremony. The bathroom facilities is out on my right, the last door, around the corner. Those of you that need to go. And students, could I ask you to refrain from leaving the building with your academic attire. May I ask the congregation, please stand for our academic procession to enter the hall. Please stand.
By virtue of the powers vested in me as the Chief Executive Officer, I constitute this gathering a congregation of STADIO. Please be seated. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try again. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
There we go. It was Mahatma Gandhi that said, live as if you are to die tomorrow, and learn as if you are to live forever. With those wise words, I would like to welcome you all to this STADIO Autumn 2022 graduation ceremony. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is a very special day. Special day firstly for our graduates, who will be receiving their qualifications, which they worked so hard for. But it's also a very special day for us as an institution. Today we see the first series of graduation ceremonies here on our new campus in Centurion. Hopefully the first of many such ceremonies still to come. We are also very fortunate this afternoon to have Dr. Julie Reddy, the CEO of SAQA, the South African Qualifications Authority, with us. Dr. Reddy will be our keynote speaker for this afternoon graduation ceremony. Dr. Reddy, from my side, thank you so much for your time and making yourself available to do this keynote address for us. It is an honor for me to welcome you to this graduation ceremony, and we look forward to your keynote address. Welcome to you, Professor Divya Singh, our Chief Academic Officer for the STADIO Group, as well as a Director of the STADIO Holdings Board of Directors. A big welcome to our Executive Head for Contact Learning, Professor Pat Bean, as well as to our Head of School for Education, Dr. Leanne Browning. To the Deputy Registrars, Ishara Ramlal, as well as Ronel Barnhorst and their teams, doing a lot of hard work behind the scenes to make this event possible. to our two head of academics, Dr. Samuel Satuka and Dr. Kimi Adebayo, welcome to you too. And then a big welcome to all the other academics and support staff. I want to use this opportunity also to acknowledge Simon Goldstone and his team. Simon and the guys have been traveling the whole country from ceremony to ceremony to record and stream these graduation ceremonies for those who cannot attend in person. I think those people who cannot attend really appreciate the service. So from my side, also a big thank you for that. A special warm word of welcome to the people at the back, the parents, the family, and the friends. Your being here this afternoon makes this event extra special. That brings me to our graduates, our VIPs this afternoon. Let me start off by saying, congratulations, well done, you did it. Let's give them a nice warm round of applause. You are now part of a small group of South Africans with higher education qualifications. With that comes great responsibilities. I'm sure your lecturers referred to those responsibilities at many occasions, but that is not for today. Today is all about celebration. It is your time to celebrate your achievement. Enjoy the moment. When you walk over the stage, enjoy it, celebrate it. It is your day. But graduates, I also want you to make me a promise this afternoon. Promise me that this is not the end. You won't stop here. Promise me that you would continue to educate and invest in your personal self-development. Even if it's a short learning program, do it. In this fast-changing world, we all should be lifelong learners. And remember those wise words from Gandhi. Learn as if you are to live forever. Now, ladies and gentlemen, most of these graduates, or I think all of them, started this academic journey by registering with one of our old legacy institutions. And if I'm not mistaken, this is also the first cohort from our Waterfall as well as Montana campus for the degree in education. But when they walk over the stage this afternoon, they will receive STADIO qualifications. So why the change, you would ask? If we look at the private higher education institution landscape, we see that the majority of private higher education institutions are single faculty institutions. Single faculty with 1 to 3 schools. At STADIO, we decided to go the opposite direction, and we created a comprehensive institution by merging 4 of our brands. Those 4 brands being Embry, the Southern Business School, the Prestige College, as well as Lysof. This comprehensive institution offers contact learning, distance learning, and online learning. Having 8 campuses, 7 in South Africa and 1 in Namibia, and offer multi-schools, including the School of Education, the School of Business and Commerce, Management and Administration, the School of Media and Design, the School of Policing, Law, IT, and even a fashion school nogal. Together with the other 2 brands in our group, being AFDA, which focus on the film industry, and Millpark Education, who focus on the financial sector and the banking sector, we host 38,000 students in our group, making us one of the 7 biggest higher education institutions in our country. So we've created an institution that can really compete with the public institutions, not just in South Africa, but also abroad. But we do not just want to compete with the numbers. More important for us, ladies and gentlemen, is we want to compete with the quality of our programs and graduates that we deliver. A lot of our resources and investment go into our programs to ensure that we offer quality education, quality qualification, and sought after graduates. This new institution, STADIO, stands on 3 legs. Those legs being widening access, alignment with the world of work, and student-centeredness. Widening access to give more South Africans the opportunity to access higher education. Alignment with the world of work, ensuring that our qualifications are relevant and sought after in the workplace. And student-centeredness, we pride ourselves in making sure we give our students the best opportunity to be successful with their studies. I want to conclude, ladies and gentlemen, with some very good news to our graduates. For those of you who do not know, STADIO is a listed company, listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. This listing made it possible for us to launch the Kulisa Student Share Scheme. This share scheme is the first such scheme for higher education institutions in South Africa, and I still stand to be corrected, the first in the world. So what does it mean for our students? For all the postgraduate students who will receive their qualifications, will not just receive their qualification certificate when they walk over the stage, but they will also receive their certificates as shareholders. Yes, I think that needs a round of applause. So our postgraduate students will become shareholders in the institution as well as co-owners. We believe together with our students, we will grow this institution into be one of the leading institutions in our beautiful country. And we also believe by doing this, we will create a loyal and interactive or active alumni, an alumni that will give us feedback so that we can continue to improve our offerings to our students. And it's also our first step in giving our students the opportunity to create their own personal wealth. And hopefully over time, that should lead to creating generational wealth for their families. So with that good news, ladies and gentlemen, I want you all now to please sit back, relax, and enjoy this afternoon graduation ceremony with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Foster. It is now my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Julie Reddy. Dr. Katie or Julie Reddy is currently the Chief Executive Officer of the South African Quality Authority. She has worked in SAQA in senior management positions since October 2012. For 9 years prior to joining SAQA, she was the Managing Director of Africa Skills Development, a project management and enterprise training and development agency. Between 2000 and 2005, Dr. Reddy was the founding CEO of the Chemical Industries Education and Training Authority and CEO
or plan to become teachers or educators. I will use the term teachers for the remainder of my address. With that in mind, I gave much consideration to what I might say to you to inspire and encourage you on your next and possibly most enduring leg of your adult journey through life. As graduates, you are starting your careers as teachers. You need to remember that the notion of a static job for life is no longer an option in this fast, ever-changing technological and digital world. These days, you have to continuously update your knowledge and add to your skills, and to be ready to cope with change and disruption. You will have to embrace active, innovative, and creative teaching practices, which should not be what one speaker at a recent conference described as spraying and praying. In other words, you can't just talk and spit on your learners and then pray that they will get the messages you are communicating. To engage in active learning requires continual engagement and getting to know who your learners are and how they learn. I encourage you to seek a path that will make your work life meaningful and fulfilling. Your career journey may begin with apprehension, nervous energy, and uncertainty, but you will need to challenges, even some disappointments on your journey, and to taking a big step out of your comfort zone. So while I'm academically trained as an adult, I asked a family member who is a respected and popular teacher whose career spans 40 years in 3 countries, South Africa, New Zealand, and currently in Hong Kong, to share some of his reflections and insights that might inspire you. I just pause here to note an interesting juxtaposition. He retires in a few months and leaves the teaching profession just when you are all entering it. Anyhow, he told me that my asking him for his reflections and insights was an astounding trigger that made him realize that he has pursued the same profession for over 40 years. This must be very hard for you young people in front of me to imagine, I'm sure. He acknowledged that there were highs and lows along the way, but said that in the grand scheme of things, it had been an incredible journey for him. I then asked him to share some of the lessons he had learned over the many years of being a teacher, and these were his responses. In teaching, there are good days and bad days. I cannot afford to let the bad days define me as a teacher. I have to believe in myself, and I'm hoping you too will do the same. Not every student in my class is going to walk away mastering the skills I taught them on that day, but that is okay. There is always tomorrow. My lived experiences outside of the classroom are just as valuable as the teaching strategies I was taught at university. So I need to bring them into my teaching. Teaching also taught me about the tremendous power of human relationships, that students attach to teachers, and so I needed to be really careful. However, contributing to the development of a young person is both a most daunting and rewarding responsibility. It also taught me how complex good teaching really is. There are students who challenge and question me and stretch me to my limits. but they are the ones that keep me real and help me to grow as a teacher. I learned that I can make a difference in the lives of my students. Each day that I work with them, I have the potential to make a lasting impression. I found this to be true even for me. Many of us can recall a teacher who left an indelible imprint on us. Even famous people like the singer Adele attributes her successes to the one teacher who believed in and inspired her to embrace her talents. A teacher's job is 24/7, despite what you are told. You've probably already heard the stereotype that teachers work from 8 to 2:30 every day and enjoy too many holidays. That cannot be further from the truth, and you will soon learn this as you progress in your careers. He went on to add that teaching is dynamic and changing and evolving every day. No two teachers and no two classrooms are the same. I needed to be ready to change my views, perceptions, and learn, unlearn, and relearn so that new learning can happen. The last comment resonated with the popular words of Alvin Toffler, an American writer and futurist, who in his best-selling book, Future Shock, in 1970, which is over 50 years ago, he wrote that the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. And I think that's a good thing to take forward in your journey, because the environment is ever-changing and ever-challenging. In closing, I want to share with you this teacher's final remarks, in the hope that it will inspire and lead you to strive to become the incredibly standout teacher that he is. If you are given an opportunity to teach, enjoy it and give it your all. It is a vocation that requires resilience and utmost dedication. When you are a teacher, you teach beyond the textbooks. You teach your students how to deal with their emotions and how to problem solve. You teach them how to be independent and organized in life and what matters to them and what their interests are. You even teach them good manners and how to be responsible for their own actions, and about compassion and apologizing for their mistakes. And most importantly, to learn from their mistakes and actions. The greatest part is that you teach all of this and so much more without even realizing it. You teach all of this by simply being an amazing teacher who cares about what you do. So as teachers, you are all on the front lines and have the greatest effect on children. He says that it's a privileged responsibility and one that he will always cherish, and I hope you do too. Finally, I want to leave you with the words of one of my favorite African women authors, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. There is nothing more beautiful than to wake up every day holding in your hand the full measure of your integrity. I wish you well, and I thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Reddy. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for. The process of conferment of qualifications will now begin. Presiding officer, I request you to confer the highest certificate in preschool education on the following students. The certificate is an NQF Level 5 qualification with 126 credits. I now call upon the students receiving their qualifications, the higher certificate in preschool education, to make their way to the stage. You must first stand still and smile. All of you here, if you don't smile, you're going to cancel this event, eh? All right. Shanzay Breitenbach passed cum laude with 5 distinctions. Shobisile Chirwa. Gemma Coburn. Babalo Fumba. Amugelang Kumalo. Abalelo Kola passed cum laude with 5 distinctions. Lerato Magana. Lerato. Desiree Mashangu. Petunia Musi. Veronica Setabi.
The cameraman wants us to slow down. He's giving you a wave.
Okay. Tando Makananisa. Riachile, no, Riachile, what, yeah? No, you must just relax, I smile and relax, that's all. Riachile Kunati. Nopumelelo Mapanga passed cum laude with 4 distinctions. Ayana Masinga. Ufensi Modiba. Majubane Maina. Skulekile Mangena. Koketso Tiberi. Sorry, passed with 4 distinctions. Just give her a special hand of applause. Lebogang Madiete Magolepo. Ngwatle Lesedi passed with 4 distinctions. Mpumelelo Mawangu passed with 2 distinctions. Sepang Mashiane. Wayne Mashiko, passed cum laude with 7 distinctions. What is it? Who wrote this? Did you write? What? Nhlapo Tokolo. Gogelo Mashaba passed with 4 distinctions. Kamogelo Matebula. Renewa Mavunga. And I don't see smiles yet, eh? Mbalenhle Ngenya. Otlatso Swana with 4 distinctions. Karabo Molatlegi. Jessica Miller passed cum laude with 8 distinctions. Mulalo Nemakwavani. Amara Umar. Dianka Palayachi. Shanalia Paver. Danielle Pillay. Caitlin Sesson passed cum laude with 8 distinctions. Caroline Sikabate. Victoria da Gracia Bentu Sainda. Rivania Singh. Rivania. Keshim Suka. Shantae Strijdom. Shara. I call on Ms. Natasha Campbell to read out the names for the Bachelor of Education.
Presiding Officer, I request you confer the Bachelor of Education in Foundation Phase Teaching on the following students. The certificate is an NQF Level 7 qualification with a minimum 516 credits. I now call upon the students receiving their qualifications, Bachelor of Education in Foundation Phase Teaching, to make their way to the stage. Shantae Buertas passed with 24 distinctions. Emma Coleman passed with 23 distinctions. Taryn Friedman passed cum laude with 38 distinctions. Danielle Govender passed with 12 distinctions. Oratile Letoko passed with 11 distinctions. How many were there? How do you pronounce your surname? Tabang Maboy. Shana Mosselson passed with 18 distinctions. Tiara Moonen. Sipiwe Nchinglia. Raven Richard. Christine Saunders passed cum laude with 31 distinctions. Megan Scooby. Bianca Vessels passed with 22 distinctions. Caitlin West. Ayanda Sibisi passed with 5 distinctions. Lauren Rampasad. Jen Lee Badnos passed cum laude with 24 distinctions. Peyton Baylor-Veld. Mika Brunette. Caitlin Gaylard. Oh, sorry. Passed cum laude with 30 distinctions. My apologies, Caitlin. Eloise Clayton passed cum laude with 25 distinctions. Megan Groblar. Jessica Kroon passed cum laude with 34 distinctions. Caitlin Moncur passed cum laude with 39 distinctions. Katleko Moletakomo. Did I get it right? Moletakomo, there you go. Invera Sujan passed with 21 distinctions. Sharaska van Baljon passed. Mbali Jita passed with distinctions.
I think that's the FP lot. I think yes, that's it. Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Campbell. I call upon Dr. Kim Adebayo to read the names for the next qualification.
Presiding officer, I request you to confer the Bachelor of Education in Intermediate Phase Teaching on the following students. The certificate is an NQF Level 7 qualification with 522 credits. I now call upon the students receiving these qualifications, Bachelor of Education in Intermediate Phase Teaching, to make their way to the stage. Rodeska Anderson. I have Senbogile Ngladla. Mia Duplessis. Kaylin Feldman. I have Brandon Froling. And for your information, Brandon passed with cum laude with 21 distinctions. Vanessa Govenda. Congratulations. Yes, Ketia Infante, she passed with cum laude, and our distinctions are 30 in number. Congratulations. Justin Josias. I have Kupa Palasama Kale Sasama. Passed cum laude with 24 distinctions. Wendy Lekwabe. Lusanda Gugula. Boykanyo Leso. I've got Tando Maklangu. Nomvula Majosi. Charlotte Mashabella. Congratulations. What do you call it? It's L. Lorena Sitole. I've got Lorena Sitole. Nomonde Mbata. Griffin Mitchell. Kasha Michelle. Sorry. Nompumelelo Mkonza. Ramaka Tele Mokakati. She passed with cum laude and with 29 distinctions. I've got Luyanda Mtembu with 3 distinctions. Alison Naidu, congratulations. Sudisha Naidu. Basha Naidu. Oh, sorry, apologies. Passed with 21 distinctions. Sorry. So what?
Sohail Wadasali.
Sohail Wadasali. Congratulations. Courtney Smarts. Annalie Fontaine. Mataya Gopi. She passed with 29 distinctions with cum laude. Valerie Sebala. Ashley Doberman. Lee Tristan Andrew. Charmaine Mtib. Funeka Ntlapo. Ntabiseng Pawene. Robert Pub. Ompile Ramat Hlela. Kayla Stopforth. Rita Stridon. Thank you.
Mr. Presiding Officer, I've got 2 higher certificates. Bianca Padayachi passed cum laude with 8 distinctions. Shanalia Pather passed cum laude with 4 distinctions. Thank you, Dr. Adebayo. I'm called upon Dr. Abovich Cherrington to read out the names for the next qualification.
Presiding Officer, I request you to confer the Bachelor of Education Honours in Inclusive Education on the following students. The certificate is an NQF Level 8 qualification with 126 credits. I now call upon the students receiving their qualification Bachelor of Education Honours in Inclusive Education to make their way to the stage. I would also like to welcome the audience to give a loud cheer as the students cross the stage. They represent the first cohort of graduates from the B.Ed Honours Inclusive Education at STADIO School of Education. Oren Alexander. Shanita Yogmohan. Megan Land. Kinsani Majeka. Isel Prestorius with 3 distinctions. And Zania Zavitsky.
Thank you, Dr. Cherrington. Mr. Presiding Officer, do you confer qualifications to those students in absentia? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call upon Dr. Leanne Browning, the Head of Schools Education, to congratulate our graduates. Dr. Browning.
I will try.
Good afternoon, everybody. CEO, Mr. Chris Foster, CAO, Dr. Divya Singh, our guest speaker, Dr. Julie Reddy, my hard-working and committed colleagues, graduates, and your family and friends. I have the privilege today of making this congratulatory address on behalf of STADIO management and staff. In considering what I will say to you that would adequately capture the significance of the day, I thought about why we have this ceremony, one which takes a lot of time and resources to prepare for, both by the institution and by you, the graduates. The time and cost to be here is particularly evident in the beautiful outfits and hairstyles. It is certainly a red carpet moment in more than one way. The significance of the ceremony was highlighted during COVID, when we had to move it online for 2 years, and the disappointment and loss felt by our graduates and staff was really hard to deal with. There is no doubt that graduation is a landmark event that is both a serious yet joyful occasion. The most obvious reason for hosting a graduation event is that it is the day on which your qualification is formally conferred on you, and you receive that official certificate which you will proudly display and produce when you apply for a job or to register for your next qualification, where you get to walk across the stage wearing the wonderful academic regalia. It is a chance for you to acknowledge and celebrate that you embrace the opportunity to learn and grow, to celebrate your perseverance, commitment, discipline, and hard work, and to realize it was worth it, to be thoroughly and publicly proud of what you have achieved. It is an opportunity for your friends and family to be thoroughly and publicly proud of you too. We heard the cries of joy. We could see the smiles on their faces and their eagerness to see you walk across the stage. They have been there on your journey. They know what it took for you to be here today. It is also an opportunity for you to acknowledge the support and guidance you have received from family, friends, colleagues, lecturers, and administrative staff. It is also a time to think about the sacrifices that were made for you to be here today, and to be thoroughly and deeply grateful. Graduation is also a symbolic event. It is a passage from one stage in life, from being a student, navigating the application and registration procedures, worrying about how you would pay your fees, chasing those deadlines, dreading that Turnitin score, sending emails and waiting and waiting and waiting for a reply. Those online tests, the good marks and the not so good marks, but being challenged to think and developing new insights and skills, to being qualified now to apply for a job, to earn some more money, to get professional recognition, to apply for a promotion, to make a career change, to be a proud STADIO alumni, to gain access to your next qualification and plan to walk across this stage again and again until you too can wear this red gown. Graduation is also significant for STADIO. It is a time for your lecturers to be proud of you and to realize the long days and late nights, the emails, the marking, the student complaints, the Zoom sessions, and the challenging and engaging debates, supporting and fostering your intellectual journey, have a purpose and are all worthwhile. It is a time for us to see our vision and mission, commitment and values being realized. Today is also a day in which you need to consider the significance of your achievement. The fact that only 6% of the South African population have university degrees and 6% have diplomas. That around 50% of first-year students are dropping out of university. That as a student who studied distance learning, which takes independence, commitment, discipline, and which can be a lonely journey, you did not give up. That as a student who registered to study contact learning or a learner completing your schooling, you had to move suddenly and unprepared to study in the online space. This was no doubt confusing and overwhelming, but it took independence, commitment, and discipline to continue with your studies. That you completed a qualification during a period of unprecedented uncertainty and upheaval, of desperate personal, physical, and psychological challenges. You have demonstrated one of the STADIO graduate attributes, grit and resilience. I would like, therefore, to congratulate you again on your achievement today. Take pride in your achievement. Consider carefully your next goals in life and focus on achieving them. Consider what you believe is right for you and how you will continue on a path of learning and reflecting. I also ask you to think about how you can use your success to benefit others. What is your place in this fast-changing world that we are living in? You have an opportunity to make a difference in the lives of the people and children you work with, to be a role model in your community, to inspire others to work hard and study further, and most importantly, to be a responsible citizen who can contribute to the future of our beloved country, South Africa. In conclusion, I would like you to join me in thanking everyone involved in organizing this ceremony and ensuring that it is a day which you will remember. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Browning. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of the national anthem, the words of which are to be found on one of the pages in your program, and remain standing for our CEO to dissolve the congregation, and then after that, remain standing to allow the academic procession to leave the auditorium. Thank you.
By virtue of the powers entrusted to me, I now dissolve this congregation of STADIO.